So here is a reminder on how to find the volume of a composite figure. Remember, a composite figure is two or more combined 3D figures. All right, so with composite figures, the first question you got to ask is, are my figures inside each other or is one on top of the other? If they're stacked, then you're going to add the volumes. If one is inside the other, then you're going to subtract. So I'm going to look here and I see I have this gray rectangular prism on the outside. Then inside I have this figure that is white and it is a cylinder. Alright, and I was using key vocabulary words there, inside and outside, because I'm basically taking this cylinder out of my rectangular prism. Alright, so this means that I'm going to subtract my two volumes. Alright, so I'm going to erase all this and then I'm going to start finding the volume of each shape, and then I'm going to subtract the volume of the cylinder from the volume of the box. I want to find out how much space this gray part right here is taking up. Okay, so I'm going to get started with that. The volume of a rectangular prism is equal to length times width times height, and then, like I said, I'm going to subtract my two volumes. So for the rectangular prism, my length, I'm going to say, is this 20. My width is the part going to the back of the screen, so I'm going to say that's my 16. And then the height, the vertical piece, is my 16 again. Doesn't really matter though, because when you multiply it all together, it doesn't matter what order you put things in when you multiply. Alright, I like the example 2 times 3 is the same as 3 times 2. So I'm going to multiply 16 times 20, and that gives me a volume of 5,120 inches cubed for my box, for my rectangular prism. The volume of a cylinder is equal to pi times my radius squared times the height. So remember, the radius is the piece of your circle that starts at the segment on your circle that starts at the center and goes to the outside of my circle. So my radius is going to be 5, and then again I'm going to imagine that this cylinder spans the whole height of our box, okay? It doesn't look like it right now, but imagine that it does, just for my sake, for the sake of this problem. Alright, so I'm going to multiply pi times r squared times the height, which is 16, equals my volume. And I'm going to want decimal form. I'm not even going to worry about leaving this in pi form because I need to be able to add it to a number that it has no pi. So I'm just going to make it easier on myself. 25 times 16 times pi. And so my volume is about, let me double check that real quick. I got a whole number and I didn't think it would be that case. So my volume is going to be 1,256 inches cubed. And now I'm going to subtract, okay? So because we have this cylinder that we're taking out of our box, I'm going to subtract out the cylinder's volume. So I have 5,120 minus 1,256. So my total volume is going to be 3,864 inches cubed. All right? And again, that is my total volume, my composite volume. You might see it written sometimes. Hope this helps.